Hi, and congratulations on the sale of your home. I'm so excited that this has finally worked out for you. Now I want to explain what's going to happen over the next few weeks. First thing, the file is going to be turned over to Ashton Thames, the listing manager. And you've already been talking to Ashton or dealing with Ashton on the measurements and the photos on your property. Ashton is going to turn in the file and she's going to send you and forward you copies of all of the documents that have been signed. She's going to be in touch with the buyer's agent, with the attorney, and with the inspectors. First thing that will typically happen is the inspections. They'll be scheduled through the showing time service. The inspector's going to be there about 3 to 4 hours, so during that time you should not be home. If you have pets, please remove your pets. You also have to have your attic area, crawl spaces if you have one, and an access areas open. That means they need to be able to get to your mechanicals, to your electrical panel, and do a really thorough checking. If they decide to leave a radon inspection box, that will be left for 3 days, and then the inspector will come back and pick that up after 3 days. Now what will happen once they have their report, the buyer will review the report with their buyer's agent and determine what items, if any, they want you to address. Now your options are to address the items, to agree to some and reject some, or to offer an incentive, a closing allowance or something in lieu of the repairs. So we'll get to that once we get to negotiating the due diligence and repair agreement. During the same time, the buyer is going to be going through their loan process. Now, the loan lender is going to be contacting a third party to coordinate and order an appraisal. So the lender does not deal directly with the appraiser. That appraiser will then contact us and set up an appointment again through showing time. Again, you shouldn't be home for that, but it's only approximately about an hour. They'll come by, take interior pictures, take measurements of all of the rooms and of the house. That will then, once the appraisal is done, that usually takes about 7 days after it's been completed and submitted to the third party, who then submits it to the lender, who submits it to underwriting for their review to see if they agree to it. Now, during this time, we're just going to be starting to pack, but I don't want you to pack your important items because, they still have that opportunity during the due diligence period to back out for any reason or no reason whatsoever. So I don't want your house completely packed up. So pack the things that, your knickknacks, the things that you aren't using on a day-to-day basis. Maybe the extra linens, maybe your fine china, your Christmas decor, all of those sorts of things. Once we reach due diligence date at 5 p.m., if we have not heard they're terminating, at that point, that's when it's all systems are go for you to do your packing. The other thing is about 3 days before closing, the attorney will send me a seller disclosure. So any repairs that we've agreed to, I'm going to need to get copies, or Ashton's going to need to get copies of those repair invoices so they can be added to the closing disclosure. At that time too, you should have contacted all of the utility companies to have the utilities transferred out of your name. Now the buyer is going to get the names and the numbers for the utility companies to transfer it into their names. But and they usually typically do it before you do, but you need to by 3 days before closing make sure that that's coordinated so it's not on you. Once I receive that closing disclosure, Ashton and I will review it to make sure that all of the fees are correct, that they haven't gotten any of the buyer expenses on your portion of the statement, and then we can let you know. Now, before all of this happens, of course, the attorney is going to be requesting a seller information sheet. That's going to have your social security numbers, the bank loans, equity lines, all of that detail. They're going to need that form back as soon as possible because it takes a while to get a loan payoff. We do not recommend that you put the social security number on your form. Call the attorney's office with that information instead, because email is not a secure method to send that information. Ashton will fill out as much as she can on that form and then submit the form to you. But it is critical that you get that form completed as soon as possible and return to myself, to Ashton, so we can get it to the attorney. Now, I'm so excited for you. and I will continue to be in touch throughout the closing process. But I just wanted to explain what's going to happen, and I look forward to working with you on a very successful sale. And in the meantime, if you know of anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please give me their contact information. I'd love to reach out to them and see if I can help them the way I've helped you. Thanks so much, and I'm enjoying working with you and look forward to a successful closing. Bye-bye for now.